Hey, shrimpers! I'm shrimp number 1.
And I'm shrimp 2, bloobity-doo.
And we're here to talk about the 10 things that we hate about girls.
The first thing we hate about girls is that they're always vague.
The second thing that we hate about girls is that they're so cryptic. I mean, they really never say anything.
It's crazy, right? Womp, womp, womp. Shrimp time, shrimp cocktail, haha, zoobity-doo. The third thing we hate about girls, I made a slip up, a shrimp up, may I say.
You did the shrimp up.
Ah, boy. You guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Shrimp Time. Don't forget. I know we're at, like...
Wait a second.
What's going on, Shrimp 1?
Shrimp 2, what are we doing? What do you mean,
Shrimp?
Is this... I never wanted this.
What do you
I know we're making this video right now, but I feel like I don't have a soul anymore, Shrimp 2.
What is that? What does that mean?
We've been doing this YouTube channel for 4 years, and I thought this is what I wanted, and I thought I was going to change the world. We
have 3 million viewers right now.
That's fine.
What are you doing with that box of matches?
That's
Shrimp
fine. Don't worry. Don't worry, Shrimp number 2.
Why do you smell like gasoline, Shrimp 1? What's going on?
This is the order of things. Sort of a closet nihilist. That's a word that the shrimpers don't know. You're listening to the Double D's podcast.
I'm Dom.
I'm D.Respect.
You got a great set of tits.
I get so angry thinking about this kid.
Because that's what most people are bitching about.
I'm from New York, you know what I mean? We like to eat out here, you know?
You gotta stop looking at interacting with people online as a cheap date. My father used to drink.
Get the fuck away from me. I'm done.
I come a lot, by the way.
You're doing the rap stuff.
If you didn't say it, somebody in the comment section would have said it.
It's like how you feel when you're having a paranoid high.
That's a dynamic connection right there. I wasn't sure about the direction of that one.
Yeah.
That one just went off.
It did. At the core, though, I think we got the point across.
You're listening to the Double D's podcast.
I'm Dom.
I'm shrimp number 1. If you're listening to the Double D's podcast via iTunes, we always want to remind you to be active within the iTunes community. Please comment. Please subscribe. It helps the Double D's podcast out so very much.
We love you, shrimpers. You guys make it possible for us to do what we want. And we were discussing that skit before we started, and you guys are probably familiar with the hack YouTube thing. It's a cadence, and it's not just about tone. It's about like when someone's talking to you, and it's like, don't you hate it when your mom talks to you like this? And
I really hate it when my mother talks to me like that. As a matter of fact,
clip, and their voices are always clipped down because they're trying to keep you got to keep your video under 3 minutes because no one has an attention span anymore because your content is not good enough. And I wonder if these guys, it's not them. They're playing a character, and I guess to some degree I'm also I don't know if I'm playing a character in my shit. Probably. Well, right now, you're obviously a hyper version of yourself.
There's a limit to everything, though. There's a limit to everything. I mean, during no point in my life do I ever approach people and say, "Hey guys, how you doing? My name is D.Respect, and you're listening to the D-Request." Like, I don't talk like that. Yeah. I can be hokey, but it's like that's too much. That's too animated. That's almost too much. And I mean, it's just like you said. It's because that content creator really doesn't believe that you're smart enough to wait it out and to listen to a person speak, so they have to chop everything up and do jump cuts constantly.
And it's also, and they play this goofy music in the back, like, but I was telling Shrimp 1 earlier that it's not just this effeminate voice or like this high pitched squealy thing. It's like there are all types of hacks and people who kind of hide behind that hyper annoying version of themselves, because there are also guys who who don't have the annoying high pitched voice. They can have a really low pitched voice that sounds almost natural, but it's still clipped and chopped up. Like, look for the sharp editing on people's when people are talking to you. That's a really good sign of seeing one of these people. But they could also be like people who kind of pretend like they're in on some like they're in on it. Like, oh yeah, I know this is kind of hacky, but they're doing the same thing at the same time.
Like who?
There was this one person we were talking about before this. It's like
I really don't remember which YouTuber. It was this a black YouTuber?
Is it Hot Time I Rock? We think we were talking.
It was
right.
It was a Hot
So
Time.
it's like his fucking big ass eyes are always half closed. It's like, oh yeah,
no, that's Spoken Reason.
That's what I
Spoken
meant.
Reason.
My bad.
Yeah,
I'm always getting them confused. They're black. But Spoken Reasons, his eyes are like, oh, I don't really care to be here right now. I'm gonna tell you how to train a bitch up, okay? Blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, here's how it's gonna be. But he's still he's doing the same shit. It's no different.
Also, what you also want to take into account too is the colors. The colors that you'll normally see. They're usually very vibrant, very light, very threatening colors like teal is a popular one that you'll see on these videos, and just the lighting that they use.
Oh, what about the thumbnail? The thumbnail is like he has his hand on his chin. Because I'm thinking right now, and there's a question mark on the title. Here, so you know that you see this guy thinking. All right, so you know that this video is going to be about something you think about. Am I right? Click me now.
Well, that's why, I mean, we can't disqualify the fact that the internet is mostly made up of 13 and 14-year-olds.
Yeah, you're right.
So there's that as well. But I'm pretty sure there's people, that were, 50 years old still watching, I don't know, Ray William Johnson videos. I don't even know if Ray William Johnson is still on YouTube.
No, he quit, man. He stopped.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He was done. I'm really... I want to know what happened to him. I want to know what... Oh, man, he was... I never minded his writing or his...
Hey, guys, what's up?
Like,
man, that guy really fucked up.
He got fucked. Am I right? Some of his jokes I actually found kind of funny.
Oh, how could you?
I don't know, man, because I know it's corny, but to me, I saw this thing within him. I saw that thing that's like, I kind of hate myself a little bit. I don't know. I could sense it in
like
him.
Like the Blues Clues guy.
Yeah, I sensed the evil within you. That whenever he would make these jokes, it's like, am I right? I get fucked up the ass sometimes. Oh, who said that? Like, I would just... I could see the sadness. And obviously it was there because he quit. He didn't want to do it anymore.
I got those feelings early on in life when I used to watch a show called Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Okay.
And the host, I don't remember the host's name, but you remember that, it was like a sort of a treasure hunt. And it was supposed to be educational, as most of these shows were on Nickelodeon. I think it was, right. They would ask you trivia questions. And,
in that sense.
You were in those separate groups. I think one of them was like the Blue Barracudas, and another group was like the Monkey Group.
Oh, yeah, the other stuff.
Anyway.
They had the niggas versus the Aryan Nation in one episode. It was a good one.
That's what they had. But the host in that show, I don't know, he just wore these goofy cargo shorts that were like, like 6 inches above his knees. And, he looked like he was in his, early to mid 30s. And I always got that feeling from him, even as I enjoyed the show, that he probably hated his job. That there was something inside of him that felt like he was a failure to some degree because his integrity is totally being... It's probably what Joe Rogan always felt when he was doing Fear Factor.
He says he claims he enjoyed it.
He claims he enjoyed it?
Yeah, I mean,
But he did acknowledge that there was something very stupid and very primitive about what he was doing, so... Yeah. The intellectual in him, was disappointed in that part of him.
But that shit,
he enjoyed the ride.
You don't get the current Joe Rogan without that. Mm-hmm. People went to his podcast because I remember the first time I heard about his podcast, I went there with this impression that he was this dumb sort of... I never thought he was dumb on Fear Factor, but I definitely thought he was like this judgmental jock person. I thought he was very likable on Fear Factor, but I thought he was like this one-dimensional jock dude who's like, oh, he's just going to tell you what you need to do, and he's probably not interesting at all. Because I've never been wronger about anything, but like the first episode of the Rogan Experience that I listened to, I'm like, wow, this dude is fucking smart. He's not what I thought he was. And I think that was partly, it definitely helped him. Like your preconceived notions of what he was versus what he is when you listen to that podcast. Because I think most people who go into it know of him from that. Like you're going in it like, oh, he's that hacky dude. I guess, yeah, they go in thinking, oh yeah, he was a hacky host, and that's all it is. And then you just get.
And there's also the fact that he's a cage fighting commentator.
Right. But that happened after I started listening to it. So
right. Well, you were aware of that after you started listening.
You know what? No, I wasn't. I realized after
because you stay away from all that masculine stuff.
Yeah,
that's just too masculine.
Just beating each other. That's just brutal. Well, I have no interest in it. But those hack guys, as much as I shit on them, it's like. It's that sad thing where you come to realize, like, you put a video out. It's like, oh yeah, those guys, they suck, right? When I look at myself and I'm getting like 400 views a video, and I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, wow, like what the fuck am I doing? Like what?
Because the internet is mostly made up of children. The internet is made up of children.
I don't even think it's just that. I don't think it's just kids. I mean, it's like 21-year-olds who want to just watch like ridiculousness or whatever. Like very sort of passive viewers who are like who want to see something funny. It's like I'm not here to think about art or philosophy or whatever the fuck, whatever dumb shit I do. Like they don't want that stuff. They want music, and it's like, oh, here's the reality: most people don't have accounts. They don't have YouTube accounts. They don't link their Google account to YouTube. They're not commenting or subscribing. That is always going to be the case. They're always going to be lurkers.
Yeah.
Most of the people who watch my shit are just lurkers, and they might actually like what I do, but they're never going to tell me. Which is kind of shitty because you're sitting there putting yourself out every week, but you're like, you're speaking to the void, to the darkness. With the exception of you get the few people who are, and this is awesome. Like, thank you guys for doing this, for actually coming out and being like, this is cool, keep it up, I'm here every week, you listening to your stupid shit, keep going. That's nice.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Shrimpers. Make sure you subscribe to Tom Sketchcast. Ugh. Yeah, but those guys they're making money hand over fist. They're getting everything. But maybe it's, is it at the cost of their soul? Some of them probably don't even give a shit. Most of them probably don't.
No, probably not. Probably not. To me, I guess it all depends in what a person prioritizes. You know, if a person prioritizes work, then it's eating away at their soul. If a person prioritizes their personal life, the people that they spend time with, then most likely it's not going to bother them because they just see it as just a way to make a living. So you either have one person who takes a lot of pride in their work, or a person who takes a lot of pride in their, in the people, in their life. And very few times where you get both. Where you get both the people who are just passionate about just every fucking single thing in their life. I don't think most of them care. I mean, one thing that, of course, you have to take into account is that these people are on networks. So like when you see, and all over New York City, I see those. I don't know any of the names of any of these channels, of the channels that you see, with exception of Epic Rap Battle, which to me is one of the few that are amazing, and that actually they get the attention that it deserves because it really is creative and they put time into it.
That doesn't really fit. Epic Mealtime is teetering on the brink, I think, for me.
So the channels that I normally see is some lesbian-looking chick who makes tacos or cooks or something like that.
Oh my god, my white girl!
Yeah,
that's
he's checking in his white girl Rolodex right
now. Hannah Hart, I believe her name is.
Whatever the fuck her name is.
My Drunk Kitchen.
See her all the time, all over bus stops and trains, and I see others as well too. But obviously those women, they're signed on to networks, and I mean, I guess that's the.
Bank, dude. Money.
Yeah, that's the new thing now, where it is kind of weird when you see a YouTube logo on a bus stop.
Right.
And it's like, oh my god, it's a YouTuber, but it's like
it's real life. I mean, this shit it's real.
No. My point is that it's no different than it's no different than when Keenan and Kel had a show on fucking Nickelodeon and you see it on the bus stop. It's the same thing because the money that these studios have, they can pay for that promotion, but it gives you, because it's YouTube, it gives you the perception as if Hannah put herself on that billboard.
Oh, so they're using that aesthetic, that concept.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there is that. Then obviously she got herself on it because obviously she went and she created whatever it is that she does.
Right.
And I don't know what her channel is. I have no interest in watching it. But what I'm saying is that, you know, like as if she was the one who funded herself and put herself on the thing, you know, which it wasn't, obviously. But yeah, that's the weird thing when you see all that promotional stuff, and I'm sure you guys see it all over your cities too. The YouTube promotions. If you see any other channels, please let us know what those channels are in the comment section below. I'm not gonna fucking watch them, but you know. But the hacky YouTuber it's a mold, man. It's just like with most things that tend to break out, which, you know, we can make the obvious parallel to music, which is the music that is going to be the less threatening, less controversial.
Exactly.
Is going to be the most popular.
It's like
One Direction. It's going to be the most popular. Taylor Swift. It's going to be the most popular because it has two things going for it. It's not very intellectual and it's young. It seems vibrant. It's like it's new. I find it very hard to believe that there would be a YouTuber out there that would be on a billboard and they're fucking 60. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube has to attach itself to a new face, to a new brand.
It will be interesting, however.
Yeah.
I will say this, a little bit of future talk here. Hannah Hart, and she has 2 million followers right now. She's big in the YouTube sphere, all right? Mm-hmm. So is, let me grab a random white person out of my memory.
Sure.
I think there's a Mamrie Hart. Mamrie Hart is another one. She has more or less subscribers. She has 899,000. Big YouTube star. This person is not. Those subscribers aren't going to go away. That demographic is going to grow along with her. So when she's 60, I would argue that YouTube or whoever is the online media conglomerate at that point is going to actually now that Google has YouTube, it's going to be YouTube. I think 50 years from now. I mean, she's not going to stop doing this shit 10 years from now. This is her job now. She's making good money, and it's gonna morph into some shit. Just like how Eminem is going to be 60 years old rapping. This shit's not going to go away. But I do agree with you that the younger people are always going to sort of going to represent what's cutting edge and probably getting the most money, yes.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you a question. What do you think about YouTubers like Tim DeLaGhetto and, you know, all those guys that you see on like Wildin' Out?
And
all those things. Do you watch any of those shows?
2.8 million. So I've watched Wilding Out while I'm cooking.
Did you just say Wilding Out?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. God, that was so white. He said Wilding Out.
Wilding Out. I am familiar with this program.
Wilding Out.
So to answer me this, did he get famous on YouTube and then get on Wilding Out?
Oh yeah, Tim DeLaGhetto's been on YouTube for I would say like 7 to 8 years.
Okay.
He's been on YouTube for a very long time. Very long time. I've been aware of Tim DeLaGhetto years ago.
I'm looking at his videos, what not to eat while arguing. Cute.
Yeah, I mean, you know, with Tim and all those guys on there, the one thing that I would wonder is, like, say, like 5 years from now, when the whole MTV thing, and plus that whole wave of MTV shows, I despise all of them. I'm gonna fucking turn into Jigsaw from fucking Saw. All of them. You like to play games.
Hey Jigsaw, what shows do you hate?
The jokes that I hate. Walling Out is a joke that I hate. I also don't like ridiculousness. Hello, Rob Deerdagged. Tonight we're going to play a little game. You like to watch people fall. You like to watch people hurt themselves. Well, Rob, on the left side, I have a penis. And on the other side, I have a Iggy Azalea album. You can either listen to the Iggy Azalea album or suck the dick.
Okay, Jigsaw, what does it...
Live or die, Rob.
What does this have to do with ridiculousness, though? Shouldn't it be, like... Shouldn't it somehow relate to the show?
Dom, you like to question people.
Oh, shit.
Well, tonight,
Oh, shit.
we're going to
I'm
play
sorry.
a little game.
What
On one side, you're going to be a contestant on Jeopardy.
Oh, fuck.
And on the other side, there's a dick.
Oh, you fucking ass.
Listen, I am out of creative ideas. It's only a dick and fill in the blank. But it's always the dick to Jigsaw. That's always the alternative here. But here's my point. I hate the whole lineup of those shows, and I don't know where the fuck Charlemagne the God got it in that whole thing on that man.
Look, I like Charlemagne, all right? I don't like Guy Code.
I like him, which is why I say I don't know why the fuck he got involved with any of that.
Because I'm getting paid. Because I'm getting paid, D.respect. What the fuck do you expect from me, all right? I got paid for my family.
Yeah. No,
I got paid for my
it's
wife.
not
I got paid for my wife and kids.
He sounds like 50 Cent. So with these shows, I wonder with people like Tim DeLaGhetto, there always is that maturation stage. There always is I want to start to redefine myself, and eventually, they'll try to get to other things. Have you attached your brand to too much of a juvenile thing where now it's like, oh, you're always just going to be those little cute YouTubers who do the nay-nay constantly on Vine, and we're not going to fucking take you guys seriously? Or is it something that's going to come up and it's going to, like, change? Or is it like, no, you guys get encapsulated into that just like young movie stars got encapsulated into those old sitcoms?
I think it's... This is tough. This is tough because do not forget that we're dealing with a young medium. The internet is so young, man. Just look at fucking... The history of communication and shows and entertainment in human history, and look at TV as being a tiny portion. Like how many years of we only have fucking 4 or 5 years of 5 decades of TV to run off of in terms of the history of this medium.
That's true.
And YouTube is the young, brilliant
2006, I think.
Yeah,
2006, about 9 years.
YouTube is the young, brilliant son of TV that is capable of infinitely more, just on every fucking level. But TV is still like this father figure that's like, oh, you still have to follow this, and you're gonna do this, but the internet is gonna fucking take the fuck off.
I'm imagining a flat screen with a face talking to a Mac.
Like, yeah, like you can't have a show. Your show's got to be only on Saturdays. The internet, however, is like no,
you motherfucker.
No, I put my show out whenever I fucking want.
Oh, really? Is that what the internet says?
Yeah.
Gee, well, that's funny that you should say that. Dad.
Yeah, I was actually supporting your opinion just now.
Yeah, you were.
Even though I don't want to. Yeah, but that's traditional versus. I mean, this is because it's the fucking equalizer. You answer to no one, which is scary because I believe I think it's the nature of everything that it's going to be improved on somehow. Like every sort of technological thing is going to be improved. So like, I don't know how you can improve on something that can come out all the time and someone has complete control over it. My theory is that, and I think there's this thing called Periscope now. Have you heard of it?
No.
So apparently with Periscope, it's like Vine, except it's like you can stream everything that you're doing. It's almost like Twitch, but you're just immediately streaming what you're doing at any moment.
Okay.
And I think that's the next shit, which is like, I'm getting way the fuck off from your question, but I'll pull it back. Let me not go on this tangent for now. But don't forget that it's a new medium, and it's going to be very hard to actually predict how these guys like Timothy DeLaGhetto are gonna progress, because it can go in any direction. Because all their audiences are different. Like, he's not speaking to the same people that we are right now. And we're also going to grow older with this audience if we both don't die in a fucking robot takeover.
Or if Jigsaw doesn't get a hold of you. Which he might.
Rob Dyrdek, you're interested in spectacle, abusing people and watching them, profiting from their suffering. You will now suffer. You were in a room.
First, there's a dick.
You're in a room.
Let me look. I'm saying I'm better than you at this. Let me finish my bit.
No, you're not.
Let me finish this bit. All right.
You don't do a better jigsaw. You just don't.
You're in a room filled with cameras right now. Everyone is watching. There's a dick in the corner. You will suck.
No, but wait. See, you're a bit. You know what? You know what I'm going to accuse you of right now? So you're a bit stealer. You're a bit stealer. Bit stealer.
No man, I ain't stealing a bit.
Dick, that's my thing. The dick with the.
You said dick. I was doing the bit, and you said dick in my ear. So I of course had to put the.
It was a clever ruse, sir. I tricked you, and I succeeded because I knew that if I gave you just a bit of a chance, if I just cracked the door open for you to steal my bit, you'd fucking steal it.
If I just show you a little bit of that dick, I knew you were going to take that shit.
Basically, if I just let it right out of
that clip out of context would be great. I showed you a little bit, but no. I'm going to school you real quick, okay? He wants you to suffer based on what you've done. Rob Dyrdek, what he would do is put him in a room and have everyone watching him and be like, you have this skateboard, you're riding across hot coals, and now you got to suck a dick.
So what is this? Is this the fucking, is this the screenplay or of the fucking sketch? What is this?
Yes, it is, all right?
Jigsaw looks to the right. He points at the dick. Rob Dyrdek looks in amazement. Like, what the fuck? What are we doing here?
I'm just telling you, I did it better. My jigsaw's better.
All right, that's fine. Hey, look, on the subject of viral things and YouTube, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the craze that's gone all over the internet. I myself haven't tried it, and I never will. It's this whole Charlie thing, which is the pencils. Let's try to see if we can do the Charlie. Okay.
What are you doing with those pencils, Shrimp One?
Well, Shrimp number 2, what I'm actually doing is playing this very popular game right now, and it's called Charlie. Do you want to try it?
Whoa, I heard my mom talking about this yesterday. Let's do it.
Oh, just shut the fuck up and let me talk. Listen, so you put one pencil and you cross it on the other one, sort of making like a plus sign. So the second thing that you do, Shrimp 2, is you do the plus sign once again, and sort of you write yes, no, no, yes. And you're going to put the pencil over the plus sign that you just drew out, and now you're going to commence to ask Charlie a question. Now, it can be whatever you want, Shrimp 2. You could say, Charlie, do you have a venereal disease? And Charlie will say yes or no. It's the greatest game of all time.
Ask it if we're hacks and we should kill ourselves.
I already know the answer to that, sweetie.
So that's what
Shrimp number 1 knows. He fucking knows.
Shrimp 1 is crying through the whole video.
So that's basically how the game goes. I'm sure you guys have seen it, whatever your fucking plus sign or whatever the fuck, and, yes, no, no, yes, and then you crisscross the pencils, and then you basically allow Charlie to move this thing by himself. Now, this is very reminiscent of the Ouija board, which is what most people have been comparing it to. If you're over the age of, 25, maybe you'll remember the Ouija board. And I never played the Ouija board. Did you?
No, man. And I always tell people I'm not religious at all. I consider myself a light atheist, meaning like I'm not gonna beat you over the head for your dumb opinions. Like I get it. I get why people are religious. So I'm not saying that people are stupid for their religious opinions. However, I am also Haitian, and I refuse to be anywhere near that kind of stuff. I'm not going to be anywhere near a voodoo ritual. I don't want to see anyone using that shit. I'm not going to allow a Ouija board into my apartment because I just think it's evil shit. It's in my blood, I'm telling you. You know how I know this Charlie shit is bullshit? Shit is bullshit. Is because the name. Simply because of the name. Mm-hmm. You're telling me this ghost is named Charlie? How non-threatening is that? Like, ghosts...
Maybe it's a Vietnam reference.
Really?
A bunch of dead
Charlies. Oh, you got Charlie. Why is he over here then? If he was killed over in Nam, how did he get over here?
I don't know. Maybe it originated in Nam.
Fuck that. They don't have pencils over there. But that's the most racist shit I said. But they don't have. But look, it should be called like Mupluktu. If the ghost is called Mupluktu, like that is scary, dude. Mupluktu.
Is this a Haitian term?
No, I just made it up, man. Mupluktu.
That sounds like what you ate last night.
That's the sound my asshole made when I was shitting. Mupluktu.
Mupluktu. Why Mupluktu?
Mupluktu. Because he comes
that
from...
That does make it right. That does make it
He
scary.
sounds like... I'll tell you why, alright? The scariest ghosts are fucking Native Americans Central and South Americans, and African ghosts, all right? I don't give a shit about the rest of them.
Okay.
I'll take on an Asian ghost. I'll take on a Japanese ghost or a German ghost 1,000,000 times before I fight an African ghost, okay? And you fucking know why. When you have these
Some
cultures,
witchery, is that what you
no
mean?
man. When you have cultures that have like, they have way more reason to be fucking angry. Let's be honest. Let's be fucking honest here, dude. People who had like
Their ancestors are
Right.
They're much more suffering.
And so I mean, like, with that being said, I mean, like, if I'm talking about like a Chinese ghost, like from like the rape of Nanking or whatever, like, or fucking people who were occupied by the Japanese and they had like babies cut out of their stomachs and stuff like that.
People who are murdered in Tiananmen Square.
I don't want to deal with those ghosts either. So like, basically, African ghosts are the worst, and Central South Americans, Native American ghosts, scariest people. That's why I named it Mupluktu. All right. Because that ghost could be from he could be from the Aztecs, or he could be from a Dominican dude, or from Senegal.
So wait a minute. So Senegal. So wait a minute. So I think what we're building here are sort of like the principles that L. Ron Hubbard created when he made Scientology.
You think so? We're starting
Right, because in order to make it convincing, he said, what is the use of Xenus? Like, what does Xenus do? Is he God?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Apparently, I think he was
Because you had the pamphlet when I
think he created humans on a different planet.
Did he?
I think that's what happened, and I think he shot them.
Did he, Tom Cruise?
I think he brought them over to Earth in like a Great War or something. I forgot what it was.
So man, we can start our own religion here. Okay, so Mupluktu created humankind, right?
No. He didn't create them. He's upset, all right, because he was a slave back in Haiti. Okay. That's what happened to Mupluktu. And he also created life, sure, let's say that. He was a slave.
Mupluktu doesn't seem like the type of guy to wear shoes. Like, he just never owned shoes, and that somehow makes
all
him more
his friends
noble.
had the best kicks, and he was jealous.
Mupluktu took the high road. He never wore
I like
shoes.
how you use a fucking Spanish accent when you say his name. It sounds way different.
Yeah, it's him, Mupluktu.
Mupluktu.
Now I turned him into something. Yeah, now he's Dominican somehow.
Hey, Mupluktu, man. ¿Cómo está, man?
Pero ya tú sabes, en mis zapatos, tú sabes cómo...
I'm telling you, he could be Dominican or Haitian or whatever the fuck your ethnicity is, man. He could be Swedish.
He could be Mupluktu Swedish. All right, how about Mupluktu as Jigsaw?
Oh my god!
I can't even comprehend that. So I mean, you can even. How many people? What was that?
You hurt me.
Oh my god!
You took my shoes.
Is this Mupluktu?
You took my shoes.
Listen, Mupluktu, it wasn't me. It was shrimp number 2. It wasn't me.
Then why are you wearing those fly kicks?
I got it from my YouTube money, Mupluktu, from my YouTube money.
Give me those shoes, or I will eat your firstborn son.
Don't fucking kill me, man. I don't even like girls, man. I can't even have a baby.
You are now cursed, and your womb is now barren. You will not bear children because you took my Jordans.
Mupluktu sentenced shrimp number 1 to like forever do hacky YouTube videos for the rest of his life.
That's what he does. Mupluktu takes your views away. That's the thing, though. Ghosts should be able to interact with computers. It's always some shit where it's like, I hate that this is something I clearly have an opinion on. Like, do you know what I mean? Right. I'm talking like someone who's thought about this a lot, yeah. And I clearly have.
On the shitter.
Yeah, look, ghosts, it's always some shit like they're in the woods chasing you, or they killed your grandma, blah, 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 they were raped and killed. We have enough people who have died since the internet existed that there should be people who haunt computers. Like these Asian dudes who die from playing 15 hours of World of Warcraft without sleeping or eating or shitting. Like those dudes.
People die from that?
Yes. You didn't know about this?
No.
There have been, like, ever since fucking MMORPGs started, like, EverQuest, like, this dude who killed himself because his EverQuest character died. There are people who, like, they've neglected their babies and their kids have died because they were playing World of Warcraft. There was a dude recently who died in a cyber cafe because he just kept on playing StarCraft. This is common, man. But those guys should have ghosts. They should be on the internet ghosts. Like they're
None of which are whose names are Charlie.
right,
None of these people are named
exactly.
Charlie.
Charlie.
So I mean, what was see? Look, right now, guys, I can't look up anything because for some reason my browser's down and I can't look up shit. So I'm like blind right now. But I'd like to know what's the origin of this. Like, where did this come from? Why Charlie? Why Charlie? I mean, you know, I never tried the cinnamon challenge when it was like the thing. I mean, obviously, you know, I did the ice bucket challenge because I got challenged by C-Town. But I've never been the type to do these sort of like.
I'll get around to that, but just let me say this right now. Mm-hmm. I want you to name. I just want you to put Mupluktu in the episode of this episode at somewhere in the title. It's got to be in there.
Mupluktu?
Yes. You have it.
How exactly would we spell?
I spelled
Mupluktu?
it already. Okay, I got it. Mupluktu.
Okay.
And I googled it just now. And I see a picture of a dick, and I see a bunch of babies, so I'm probably going to prison. And I also see a picture that says Naga Ungu di Mulutku, which is a word. I don't know what language this is. So apparently this demon exists. It's real, dude. But
I think there's a guy right now smoking a blunt in the middle of this podcast, and it's freaking him out that we keep saying the word Mupluktu.
Hey son, I'm scared of Mupluktu, son. I'm scared.
You ever heard that nigga Mupluktu, my nigga? How many people do you need? How many people do you need to assemble to create a cult? How many?
oh man, I think you only need you probably need 4. I'd say 4 people. You and the other. If you have one dude and he has 3 people,
So we could basically be me, you, and all of our listeners.
yeah.
It's about 4 people.
Oh, dude.
We could do this.
Well, like, again, don't let me forget about looking up the Charlie thing on Snopes or whatever. But, I predict right now, Dom's predictions, knock on wood, knock on my dick. I predict that at some point there will be a serial killer or a murderer who either finds his victims from his podcast or he pulls a Charles Manson and recruits the people who kill with him through his podcast. All right. So basically a serial killing or a murder that's connected to a podcast. And I don't mean serial, you dum-dum. I mean, let's say, God forbid.
You mean Captain Crunch?
Exactly.
Okay. No. I know what you meant. Cocoa Puffs.
I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
No. Okay. Go ahead.
What I mean is, let's say you get a guy like, gotta use Joe Rogan as an
Lucky
example.
Charms. This was about Lucky fucking. Okay, I got it. Go ahead.
What? Use Joe Rogan as an example. Let's say Joe Rogan started killing ladies. Okay. He started talking about it. He's a very charismatic guy. He could probably convince 5% of his viewers or his listeners to help him kill people. It's about the ayahuasca. It's about how many. What percentage of Joe Rogan's audience could he convince to kill people?
Well, you know what, man? This was a sort of creepy idea that
following?
Philo,
Oh, never mind.
aka Captain Murphy, played around with in that Duality mixtape. You know, I think he had one of the intro. I think the intro to the whole album was, "Don't you want followers? Don't you want people who will kill for you? Well, since the death of Jesus Christ, there's been an opening, and it could be you." You know, something to the effect of that you could convince people to kill people. So, I mean, that is the idea that once you amass the amount of followers, I mean, it's really up to you what you'd like them to do. You know, we'd like to think that in this day of age, people follow you because they like what you do, not because they worship you, but they're always with somebody who is, you know, say, for example, if, you know, Jay-Z, for example, I'm pretty sure there's people out there that worship him. There's people out there who worship Jay-Z. And if Jay-Z said something like, I don't know, who is Jay-Z telling us to kill, Jay? I mean, who should we kill?
Hey, man, you know, y'all got to kill everyone who didn't sign up for Tidal, which actually amounts to about 7 billion people. But, you know, you got to kill all of them. You know what I'm saying?
There's got to be 2 or 3 guys out there that will be on the news
Way
in 2 to 3
more.
days.
Are you joking?
Well, okay, yeah, maybe a lot more.
There are
See, but
people
it's all
who tattoo Kanye on their pussy. They're like, I would give you like You could probably get 40,000 people. If you're at Jay-Z level, he could convince 40,000 people to kill for him. Mm-hmm. That's probably too much. 4,000.
Yeah,
I went too
probably
far.
too much. Well, I mean, that's the strange thing. I mean, imagine if somebody if a rapper turned into a tyrant and decided to just take over the world.
That's what I'm talking about, man. It's going to happen at some point. Like, it's just probability, man. You take 100 people, 5 of them are sociopaths. And I don't even mean violent sociopaths. I mean people who could not feel empathy. Like, they could see a puppy getting tortured, and they will be like, right. I'm thirsty. Like, 5 of those people are sociopaths. You probably get 1 serial killer out of, like, I'm going to guess, like, on this planet, you know what? I'm gonna switch this up a little bit. You get 1 serial killer out of 1,000 people, and I'm going to include people who do, like, war crimes, gangbangers who do drive-by shootings, all that sort of shit. Hitmen, everyone. And so the sort of traditional serial killer guy who just gets women and cuts their heads off, you probably get 1 out of 5,000. My numbers are way off today. But those people exist. It's like that ratio, I don't think you get rid of that ratio. So with that being said, if you get someone who has like 1 million Twitter followers, if you have anyone who has 1 million Twitter followers, I would bet about at least 50 of those people would want to kill them. Mm-hmm. Like that John Lennon shit, where a guy would want to gun you down. If he had the opportunity, he would kill you.
Right.
And
that's how Lennon was killed by who? What was the motive of it? Was this a fan that killed him?
Yeah, but he was super nuts. Just obviously he was nuts.
This was the person who Jared Leto played in that movie, right? Leto.
But I didn't know that Jared Leto was in a movie about his killer. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's because he gained like 100 pounds to play the role. You couldn't even recognize him.
Stupid method actors. Hate them.
What's my motivation? What is it? Well, shit, man. That's really nuts. I mean, we're going off the deep end here.
It's great. I love it.
This is getting a little dark.
Mupluktu is pleased. Mupluktu loves tangents on online media.
Double D's podcast right now. We're talking to Mupluktu, the overlord and overseer of all worlds, both under and just the regular world. Mupluktu,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm good. I just signed up for Tidal.
You just signed up for Tidal. And you did this because you didn't want Jay-Z to kill you because he is, of course, above you.
No, I created Tidal, bitch. Did you not understand what I said?
Okay. Mupluktu, you are originally from Haiti?
Yes.
Okay. You're originally from Haiti. So when did you start to accumulate followers? Was it your YouTube page?
If you would let me talk, I'll answer your fucking question.
Okay.
I started accumulating in about 1998 after Biggie died.
Okay. I think Biggie died in 97.
No, it's not true.
Okay.
I killed Biggie.
Mupluktu, I have to ask, how's Xenu?
We don't talk anymore.
Oh, okay. A little friction between you and Xenu?
I fucked his bitch once.
Mupluktu, everybody.
Dude, I felt a chill in my bones just then. Oof.
Wherever there's destruction, Mupluktu is not far behind.
Or wherever there are plantains and fucking fried chicken, Mupluktu will be there.